divided attention, if you will, and not paying attention. And none right now that we're aware of for drugs. One guy had a heart attack and drove and died and then killed a 14-year-old girl. And so you just, Jeez. To me, we have to do what the people want us to do. And right now what's affecting people's lives, they're afraid to go from point A to point B without getting killed, so they're asking me to help out if I can. So to answer your question in the roundabout way, I would like to assign a few more to help out with some traffic patrols, because that seems to be where people are most concerned right now, and then protecting their property from people who might want to break into their houses.
I think that's fair, and those are great answers. Unequivocal, whether we've Prop 1 or whatnot, more people get phones, more people get more interest. Like the evolution of our connections to our phones and how they control us, as hard as it is, you know what I mean? Like, I think I agree. Like, that is a major thing in policing these days. The distracted driving by, just rear-ending people. I can't imagine how many times you get calls about that. Mm-hmm. And it's just that, and it's, I don't know. I don't know what you do about it. It's kind of like all good technology's got some bad sides and vice versa.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for all these automated cars, then people could just hop in and they don't have to worry about driving it. It's on its way. So maybe that'll be a boon for mankind. You can light up, you can drink, you could check your stocks, your Facebook, all do it all at the same time and let the car drive you where you're going. I mean, for goodness sakes, it's operator error is where we're at. So we can reduce that. I think we'll be in a better way.
That is funny. That's a funny, right.
Light up.
Right. No, but I'm saying,
hey, why not, right? If you're not driving,
all the problems are human error. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
yeah.
I don't know, all the problems, people hit each other. If they were going to get a computer to stop them from doing that, that'd be even better. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a funny. Yeah. But I like that. It's
well, I'm more of a libertarian, I think, when it comes to those things. People doing the things that they want to do to live their lives. We all like to do different things. And as long as I'm doing something that doesn't interfere with my neighbor raising his or her children, to me, that's where it all is. It's not about chasing around the drugs. It is about making sure that, somebody, whether they're high or whether they're drunk or whether they're just greedy, want to break into my house when my kids are sleeping and take the things that I bought for them. That's where I have a problem with it. So yeah, it's decision making that people have, that it affects other people's lives, and that's where this public policy comes into place. And I recently called a friend of mine. I don't know if you know him, Howard Wooldridge.
Oh yeah,
one of the
Howard was a big community friend and was very vocal. Yeah. It's always he shows up with his blowhorn and his sign. Leap, as you said, mentioned he's a
I was waiting for him. I was waiting for his horse. He was up in Saginaw back in October. I didn't get a chance to see him. I was hoping to see Misty, but I asked him if he could coordinate some conversations between myself and maybe some sheriffs from Colorado and some other states. I really like to hear from some others, how they've handled it, how it's really affected, because we can read things in the newspaper and see things, little clips here and there, but I really want to sit down with a couple of people and just see,
we should do that. You're absolutely right. Let one sheriff hear it from another sheriff instead of hearing a antagonist who's, we fought about the statistics from Colorado. I could tell you why that Rocky Mountain high intensity drug report is, it's mandated. You can't talk nice about marijuana. We know that. I mean, and there was a lot of people that could, and it's kind of created so that the opponents can say those things. But I don't know. We should hear it. You're right. I agree. I would like to help with that if I could. All right, we all should. Our community would like more officers taking, leaders. Cause it is an issue of leadership going forward. I think. Did not get hyped out of the fear and be honest. Yeah,
it's here. Let's deal with it. Let's be reasonable. Let's live within the spirit of what people want and how they want to live. And I'm not, I've never been one with a big ego to say I have to reinvent the wheel on everything I do. Gosh, I'd be spinning my wheels all the time. So I know there are some sheriffs in Colorado that may tell me that, this is working out just fine, Sheriff. I'm sure I'll hear that. But I can't get that through, like you said, just the sound bites and calling an association, because associations are just that. They're associations. They go with the majority rules. And I understand all of that. And it's not easy for some sheriffs to come out and say certain things. And so for me just to go, and if Howard knows of a few, Howard said he's going to work hard at trying to coordinate something like that. So, yeah, I've never been to Denver. Maybe I'll get out there.
So if I understand our arrangement here, David Light is going to be buying us plane tickets to go to Denver. All right, good. I'm kidding. David, thank you for if he's listening. That's
Thanks,
a good deal.
Dave. Wow, yeah. Okay, he's a great guy, isn't he? And how generous of an offer.
That's right. So we'll have a good time. Spring's better. I'm at a skier. If we go in the spring, we can ride our bikes and, tour the dispensaries, talk to some sheriffs.
Now that he's retired, he's got a little time. He's retired. He can get out there with us, do a little hiking.
Horseback riding, sheriff horseback riding. That's the perfect time for that. Kind of the. All right, listen.
It really is. We got him on the division. So.
That's right. Do you guys? That's how many ride? How many in that division?
We got 20 that are in the mounted division. I ride with them, so that's Howard and I are kindred spirits. Yeah, we ride and we do search and rescues and look for kids that get lost in the woods and people that might have dementia or Alzheimer's that wander off and they're in a rural area. The best way to find them is on horseback. So it's a great unit, and I love being a part of it.
It's community policing, like in its old form. Is that why it's got a certain authenticity to it? Old school in a way, more really approachable than a car, with a dark window.
You hit the name on the head. You hit it on the head. When I had the posse out, we call it posse yet. Some people get offended, but it's posse. And there were 6 of us on horseback in uniform, and we were riding in downtown Saginaw, Old Town. I don't know if you've ever been to Old Town Saginaw, but there's a lot of businesses there and a lot of restaurants. And it was the middle of summer, and here we are riding down the street. And people were coming out and talking to us. And I noticed while we were stopped, we just stopped there on the side of the road, got off into a parking lot. People were coming up to us and talking to us, wanted to pet the horses, see the horses, talk to us. And I noticed some city police cars driving by with city officers in them. Their windows were up, their air conditioners were on because it was a hot day. They never got a chance to talk to the people they served. And I thought to myself, what you just said is hitting the nail on the head. It's community policing 101. That's how you get down and you talk to the public. You're not intimidating. You got a horse. That's pretty good. And people want to talk to you about it. And they ask, are you real? Are you guys for real? Like, yep, we're for real. Cowboy hats and all. So, yeah, it's good to do that. It makes me feel good about my job and how I serve.
Just like Sheriff Number 1 did, probably Old Town Saginaw on his horse, right? Yeah. It's good formula for community connecting. Great story.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, listen, Sheriff, we probably kept you too long. I appreciate your time and putting up with my questions. We're going to follow up on this. We're going to get you in touch with Howard, and we're going to get we're going to convert you to the LEAP organization, whether you like it or not. Kicking and screaming.
All right. That's fine. I'm an open-minded guy.
We appreciate that. It's great talking to you. We'll look forward to talking to you again down the road. We'll get a check in maybe 6 months. See how things are going.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
Have a great night. Take care.
Steve, all right. Where's your pony?
All right.
That was an excellent interview. Good job.
I wouldn't even want to try and get on a horse.
Steve, that was he's a not all sheriffs talk like that.
No, he's
I like the fact that he didn't participate by choice in any of the antagonism. Let the people do what they want.
No antagonism.
And he was interested.
That was
nice. He kind of knew what I was talking about. It was appropriate for them to be out there in the uniforms on taxpayer dollars. He didn't want to spend it. He was being nice. He was being polite, diplomatic.
Yeah, no, he's a good speaker. That was good.
I wonder what the marijuana arrest looked like in Saginaw. We could have asked. I forgot that. Do we know? There's a list, isn't there?
What's that?
There's a list somewhere. We have to get on that research. Where's Josh? Oh, he's in Vegas.
No. That sounds like a
You know what he is
job.
absolutely spot on about today? That was exactly the same when I was community policing back in the day.
Tell us, brother.
Is people's concerns. Traffic. That's what people are concerned about. We'd go to community policing neighborhood meetings and things, and that's what people are concerned with the most is the safety of the roads and the traffic.
And people speeding in front of their house.
Yes. Yep. That is their main concerns. And then people breaking into their cars and houses. That's it. That's it.
First of all, I didn't get to ask the question, which would you rather have living next to you? A heroin addict that can't get their heroin, or a heroin addict that can? Right? Who's going to break into your house? Right? I mean, so I don't know that. I don't know that's like the fear, like the concern. It's not so much nobody wants their house broken into. The question is, how do you stop it from happening inevitably? Because of, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the thing about the traffic, Steve, is interesting. I reminded of a conversation I had this week with Michael Whitty, professor, Dr. Detroit from U of D.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said that he ran into someone who he did not believe was, in the same party he was, kind of finds themselves in a prosecutorial position and surrounded by people that have been very outspoken, antagonistic. And as they began to discuss the driving issue regarding marijuana and legalization, Michael Whitty, in this very strategic way, took the conversation to about the texting and driving, which is equally, if not more, dangerous and consumes the possibilities of so many more people. Right? You're more likely to have more people texting and driving.
It's the worst thing.
Because more people have a phone that are patients or caregivers smoking marijuana, right?
Distracted driving thing.
Like 100% of the people that are in a car have a phone.
Yeah.
50% of them may or less have smoked marijuana. All right, Jamie, what are those stats?
When you're in the car, period. You don't need to.
No.
Leave it alone.
Jamie, what are those stats?
Everybody's
Jamie,
guilty
what are
of
the
it, too.
stats?
How many people in Michigan have admitted to smoking the lettuce of the devil? How many?
Jamie.
Did you talk to all of them, I think,
I remember Rick saying somewhere around 50%, at least trying once, or something as high as that.
Right. It doesn't mean that they're regular users, but that's the people that have admitted it, right? So, and that would mean that that's why they should be prosecuted, because if they did. But even if you take, 40, if it's 40%, 30% of people that are going to smoke, get behind a wheel at some point, smoke marijuana, period, and they drive a car. Let's say it that way. Cannot, and you still have, of the 100% of people that drive, a greater percentage of people are going to have a phone and likely to be distracted and cause an accident. Unequivocally. Anyone want to fact check me on that? Bring it.
No.
Who wants some? Who wants some? Anybody?
No, driving while speaking on the telephone is as impairing as driving legally drunk.
I agree.
Talking on the phone?
Yes.
You see people swerving because they can't
The statistics say it doesn't matter if it's hands-free or not.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's why you got to be careful when you
Don't draw attention to me on the car or the road. Just kidding.
What's that, Jamie? You're rolling.
I try to roll a joint whenever I'm talking on the phone to balance out the concentration
That
levels.
makes sense.
You roll it on your knee and you steady the steering wheel with the other knee, right?
It's hard because the back of that High Times magazine, that's that kind of paper that slides right off. It doesn't have a lot of grip. Just kidding.
But not really.
Glossy.
It's a glossy print, right? I'm kidding.
It's a centerfold.
Oh, we've all seen Jamie do that a time or two.
I don't know what he's talking about. Never seen that.
No. Nope, never seen anything like that from Jamie.
Planet Green Trees, we are listening to episode 404. 404B? 404, like bad acts, evidence? We're at that now?
No.
So we are? 404.
No.
Like 404. Should we take a break for a second? And
we're going to have
Jamie,
to take a quick break.
Hey, let me put something in there real quick. John Schickler's listening. Northeast Michigan Normal has a meeting December 8th, and so he wants people to know about that. We're going to talk about how the early stages of legalization is going and bask in the glow of post-election victories and stuff like that. So that's another event coming up.
Should we take a minute to talk about John and his heroism on the day of the convention?
We should.
We should, shouldn't we?
We should. We definitely should.
Let's talk about it. So, imagine the snowiest, worst day that you possibly can in Michigan.
Worst day ever.
Like
Ever.
no other day.
Like super cold.
And windy.
Really
and,
windy.
Yeah.
And really snowy.
Snow and snow and snow.
And icy.
And the very comfort feelings of that Detroit Kobo. When you walk in, you feel like you're at home.
And there was a rat in Kobo.
The honey was good.
A rat.
Huge rat.
But, and the point being that from where he cometh was a great distance.
Huge distance.
Vast.
Huge.
Mountains. Oceans. Valleys.
They beat their way through the weather
They
and
did.
came down from
Storms.
from
monsoons.
Lincoln,
They
Michigan.
did.
I hope they got some honey.
Northeast state.
Northeast.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Northeast, and they came down and they made the big
Hurricanes.
difference. And she won by a landslide.